Right now, it's really tough to stay fit and active because most of us are following a stay-at-home order. So today we're going to talk about the top tips to staying fit and active while working from home. Hello, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Katie. I'm a dietitian and personal trainer, and I make nutrition and fitness videos to help you stay calm, confident, and connected with your body. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you as part of the community. Just click the subscribe button below and we can connect more often. So staying active. It can be tough when you are secluded at home, or maybe you can only go out for short walks and you may feel like walking or moving up and down the stairs is the only way that you can get active, but it's actually really easy to stay active from home, and I'm going to share with you my favorite ways to do that. I've been working from home for 2 years now, and I actually prefer working out at home. Working out from home is just easier for me because there's not as much of a barrier to working out, like driving to the gym or, changing, making sure you have to look cute and going to the gym. That is just oftentimes a barrier for me. Not that I don't like the gym, but I just prefer to work out at home. So starting off with tip number 1, make sure that you have some equipment at home so you can actually do more than just body moves. And body weight moves are totally a great thing to start with when working out. And if you're a beginner, you definitely want to start out with those body weight exercises just so you can get the stability and mobility down before you add the weights. But you're eventually gonna want to add weights because that's how you gain muscle. You gain muscle by kind of using your muscles to their peak and then taking them to the next level. So if I were starting out, I do have a collection of a lot of different weights, but you don't have to have a giant collection to be able to work out from home. I would start out with 5-pound weights and then maybe 8-pound weights and then start there. And you can do tons of different workouts. I have some on Dark Blue Nutrition. I can also link to some more apps and different workouts that you can find on various parts of the internet, and we'll talk more about that later. Start with 5 and 8-pound dumbbells. You can even go a little bit lighter if you'd like, depending on how much of a beginner you are or how heavy you like to lift. But if you had to have one thing, I would pick those. Now, I would also suggest that you have a yoga mat at home, just because if you're like me and you have hardwood floors, then it is near impossible to work out on your back or do any floor activity like core movements or planks or anything like that on a hardwood floor. It sucks, let me tell you. And you're gonna want some padding just for your joints and wrists. I know, like, I am 27 years old and I even need that for me. So I know that a lot of you out there probably feel the same way. So definitely get a good yoga mat. One that I would recommend right offhand is Blogilates, or I think she calls her fitness brand Pop Flex Active. They have wonderful, super cute yoga mats. Now, if you're a guy or if you really just don't care about having a cute yoga mat, you can just go on Amazon and find something. Just make sure it's non-slip, because having a non-slip yoga mat from experience is just absolutely, I think, dangerous, especially on a slippery floor. So make sure that it's a high quality one, but it doesn't have to be cute. But I, of course, like to have a cute yoga mat just personally. You can also use things like jump rope, sliding discs, booty bands, and resistance bands, and I can link to my favorite ones down below. I will also link to some of the videos that I have up that use some of these little pieces of equipment, and I also have a lot of workouts on my Instagram page at Dark Blue Nutrition, so just make sure to follow me there as well if you want more workouts. The next tip that I have is to use your furniture as equipment. Now, do this with caution because it can get a little bit dangerous if you have furniture that slides really easily. But if you have sturdy pieces of furniture that you know won't slip, you can use something like your couch arm or just the soft part of your couch, and you can do tricep dips. You can also do push-ups on your couch. You can do it if you have a really, really sturdy table, but again, just make sure that the legs are very, very thick and sturdy if you are gonna use that piece of equipment. You can also use your bed as like a little thing to push up on. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can use what you have at home to make the best of your workout. You can also use bottles of water, that can of beans that you aren't using, as little makeshift weights. I've seen a lot of friends do this with water bottles, jugs of water, and cans, and they do just fine, especially if it's temporary and you usually like to go to the gym and you don't want to waste any money on equipment. This is a fun and creative way to make that workout happen at home. The next tip is to go out and take a walk. So this is probably a no-brainer, but I know for the first 2 or so weeks of quarantine and the stay-at-home order, I didn't really get out because I was like, okay, I'm staying at home, I have to stay in. When I know that right outside I could easily just walk down the path and get some sun, get some vitamin D, and feel a little bit of a mood boost from all that. So don't forget the basics like walking. If nothing else, and if you don't want to work out in your home, you can always work out outside or just go for a short walk. Another thing I'll add to that is that personally, since I have worked from home for 2 years, it's really hard to get steps in. So going on walks in addition to your workout for the day is a really good thing, just to make sure that you're still moving. Because if you're working out a half an hour to an hour a day and then you're sedentary the rest of the day, you still are at risk for different things in the future because you're still considered sedentary. You want to make sure that you're stretching your legs, stretching your joints, and stretching your muscles throughout the day, not just at one point in the day. My next tip is to make sure that you're getting up at least once an hour for 5 minutes. As I said before, when you're working from home, it can be really easy to just sit all day long and not even notice it and not get any steps in. Even if you're an active person and you love fitness, it's just super easy to sit at your desk all day and like the longest walk you take is like to the kitchen. So make sure that at very least you are standing up and stretching between meetings or between tasks. I know that I like to sometimes just get my normal workout in at about 10 a.m. and then I'll take a break later in the day and I'll take just like a 10-15 minute break to do my booty bands or to just lift some weights or go on a short walk. That's the easiest way to kind of break up your activity throughout your day and make sure that you're stretching those muscles. My last tip is a bonus tip, and I really recommend trying this out. Tip number 5 is to make sure that you're using your muscles that are shortened or underused. It goes without saying, you will probably notice in a week or 2 of working from home that you'll feel it in your neck, you'll feel it in your wrists, and you'll also feel it kind of in your quads. You'll feel these muscles shorten because, for example, when you're sitting, you're at a 90-degree angle, and so you're not stretching out those muscles very often, so they tend to tense up and shorten. What I like to do is do a quad stretch throughout the day, which is basically putting your foot to your bum and stretching back that quad muscle. You'll feel it in the front of your leg and make sure that part is getting stretched out. You'll also want to do wrist and neck stretches. You'll notice that you'll tend to press your neck forward when you're staring at a screen. So a lot of times you'll notice that it'll get really, really tight on the upper and back part of your neck. In the description box and at the end of this video in the end card, I will leave a link to my wrist and neck stretch routine because I just uploaded that last week and I have been loving it. It's really been helping me to reduce the pain in my neck and in my wrist because I used to deal with it a lot when I started working from home. So make sure to check that out, and I think you'll notice a big, big difference in those shortened and tense muscles that you get from staring at a screen all day and from underusing those muscles. Guys, Maya, my cat, is trying to snuggle with Zoe, our little Yorkie Maltese, and Zoe's not liking it too much. All right, so those are my tips for today. Let me know what tips that you have for the community down below. I would love to hear any additional tips that you have because we all could use them right now. And I think that we all need a little bit of extra compassion and care for our bodies and for others right now. So make sure to share some of these tips with someone you know. You can share this video, you can tell them about it verbally, whatever you can to spread some extra compassion in the world right now. I think that it would just be really beneficial for everybody because I know right now it's a tough time for me. I think I'm dealing with it a little bit better than some people just because I'm used to working from home, but I know that it's not as easy for others. So if you're feeling any uncertainty, stress, and you just want to let it out into a community that hears you and will give you some extra pep talks, then make sure to comment below or follow me on Instagram. And I share a lot of like inspirational stuff there. I like to spread the joy, you know? That's all for this video. I will leave a link to some videos that you should definitely watch in the end cards, so make sure to check those out. Until next time, bye guys.